So we are casting Fantastic Four. Characters being Sue, Reed, Johnny, Thing, and we've chucked in
Franklin,
and we've chucked in Franklin and Silver Surfer as a bit of a just to flatten it out a bit.
Absolutely.
Right?
It'd be a very short video doing the 4.
Yes, and
which it might have to be.
yeah. And we're also, I'm assuming, going down the lines of neither of us can. Cheers, by the way. What are you on?
Cheers. Staropramen today.
Oh, lovely. I'm on Cronenberg.
Staropramen.
I think I'm on Cronenberg.
If you can check. I'm going to get right excited, and then you're going to go, who's that? I don't know who that is. Who's that? So
well,
you've been practicing.
I've countered that suspicion of yours with having Google open on my screen.
Well, I must admit, I almost sent you the names.
I wish you had.
so you could have done it. I think you'll know a lot of them, and if not, you'll know. There might be a few. You'll definitely understand references if you don't understand who they are.
Excellent. And to give you a context of, and I know you already know how bad I am, but to put it in context, I have a spreadsheet which I spreadsheeted all my names.
Same.
Yep. Pop down the films that I'm referring to because, like I said, I'm only going to refer to actors who I've actually seen act. So I'm not trying not to do the whole. He's got blonde hair. He could be Johnny Storm. I'm trying not to do that.
Yeah.
Right. But you'll like this.
Only one of my Johnny Storms has got blonde hair.
Oh, okay. I like that.
But it's my first choice as blonde hair.
Okay, that's good. Well, I wrote 4 names down, just on a random possibility thing. And just before we started talking, I had to Google 2 of them because I forgot who they were. No, I did.
Well, to make it easy, on the ones where I think you ain't got a clue who these are.
No.
On my spreadsheet, I've got. So I'll tell you one of the names that I've got down for one of them, and you'll go, who?
No.
David Mazouz.
No.
And you'll go, who? But you know him.
Rugby,
you know him.
right?
So I've wrote David Mazouz, and then in brackets, I've wrote his character in the film.
Go on.
Or the character in the show.
That's how I know him.
David Mazouz. Played Bruce Wayne in Gotham.
Oh, yeah.
He'd make a great Franklin.
Yeah. Oh, he's not far off who I chose.
He's not. He's my middle pick. He's not my first choice, but he were in the mix. Anyway, shall we start with the big man himself?
Let's just go for it. I'm assuming we're not picking Krasinski, are we? Right. Are we staying away from Krasinski on the assumption that we...
So I have stayed away from Krasinski.
Yeah.
Just because whilst I can see him doing it...
Yeah, so can I. Yeah.
He's not my favourite pick.
I'm excited about this.
I'd rather have 2 other people instead of Krasinski doing it.
Oh. Right. You better start then, because you're going to, I don't know if this is even scoreable. I don't think it is. But that's what I'm saying, because I know that I'll lose. I haven't got a prayer for this one.
So my first pick is John Reggae Page.
Brilliant.
Now we spoke about John Reggae Page before.
Right,
Sorry, Reggae John Page. Reggae John Page. We spoke about Reggae John Page before. And he's the guy, he plays the lead character basically in not very Marvel-esque Bridgerton.
I've not seen that.
No, it's very kind of it's not your kind of thing, mate, if I'm brutally honest. Give it a
Is
watch.
Captain America
It's
in it?
very good, but it's not your kind of thing. Say again?
Is Captain America in it?
No.
I probably won't watch it.
Exactly.
What's his name?
Reggae, REGE.
Yep.
Jean.
I got him.
K-E-A-N.
There he is.
So he's tall, he's charismatic, he looks smart. That's my thing.
He looks like James Bond.
But he also... Say again? James
Bond
James Bond-esque. He's very James Bond-esque.
Mm.
And actually, in every incarnation that Reed's ever been on screen, with the exception of the only true Reed for me, which is the 80s cartoon, he's been really wet. And actually, I want him to be able to hold his own. He's got to hold his own, this guy, on an intellectual level and a physical level, and against Doom.
Yes.
And Reggae Jean Page does that for me. So he's my first choice.
He looks good.
He looks very good as well. He's a very handsome fellow.
I'm gonna have to go for looks on this because obviously I can't.
Well, you know my second choice for this.
Okay.
So my second choice is Andrew Lincoln.
Oh yeah. Now you know I'm a bit of a Walking Dead fan, don't you?
I know.
And,
I know.
Yeah.
And actually,
I haven't even thought about him.
In really different ways to Reggae Jean Page, but Andrew Lincoln could physically match up. There's that look about Andrew Lincoln that says, "I'm smart, and I know I'm smart, and guess what? I'm smarter than you two." And he just looks that kind of guy.
Yeah. Oh, I wish I'd have picked him now.
Who did you go for?
Well, I had. I don't think you're going to agree with very many of mine.
That's fine.
But I had 4 people down, so I had 4 each.
Okay.
And I've also kind of decided when I look through these that I think I'm trying to wedge people in somewhere because I think they're really good, but they don't probably suit the role. Right.
So when I started doing this, I had to also, I started half casting mutants.
Oh, well,
because I'm like, I need this person in MCU, and I'm cramming them in, but this person is not a Ben Grimm.
No,
let's move them over.
I got 2 I can think of straight away for that. So I went for. Ready for this?
I am.
I went for Timothy Oliphant.
As Reed, I like that.
Now, I wasn't sure, but it was watching him and his appearance. He was great in Deadwood.
Yeah.
But it was watching him in his recent appearance in Mandalorian.
Mando. Yeah.
And he played him more for once because he always. I know he played in. What's the bold? I forget his name now. Based on the game Hitman. He was Hitman, wasn't he?
Yes.
So,
I have no idea what bold was.
No one else will either. But he seems to play kind of more of a villainous kind of character. And it was the first time I've actually seen him playing a more of a heroic and that kind of character. He wasn't, but I thought he was brilliant, and he's just got the look. I'm not sure the accent's going to go too well.
No, me neither. But he's an actor. He can add an accent. That's what actors do.
Yes.
Unless you are Sean Connery.
Yeah. Sean. Rest his soul.
So I like Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah. He's 52.
I can think of 2 mutants I prefer him as straight away.
Ooh. Go on.
I prefer him as Magneto.
Oh. Imagine.
I can instantly.
Yeah.
And I can also see him as an older Gambit.
Oh, well, now that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Yeah.
Because they're both a little bit, are they good, are they bad, are they good, are they bad? Where Reed's just an absolute goody two shoes all the way through.
He is. He is. So my question off the back of this is, do we quickly name our others that we had as potentials, or do you want to do a quick? Do you want to go for those at the end?
Let's do the honourable mentions at the end.
Okay. All right. So let's move on to Sue.
Cool.
We've done Reed. Sue.
So what I've done
this.
is I've got a Sue for both Andrew Lincoln and a Sue for Reggae-John Page.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Well, it's different because they have to act with each other, don't they?
I know. To be honest, I did that, but more from a Johnny to Sue perspective rather than a Reed
Okay.
Sue.
Cool. So I did it strong with the Johnny Sue, but and clearly Franklin. If I'm having Reggae-John Page,
Yeah.
who's a black guy,
Yeah.
you've got to then follow that through. It's his son. So
Mhm.
my first choice for Sue is Rose McIver. Now I know you don't know Rose McIver. You know Rose McIver?
Yeah, she's the one that used to she got locked in a shed and she used to make things out of like bits and bobs, and it would blow up and she'd get that MacGyver.
Close. McIver.
Oh no, I'm thinking of a guy from like the 80s. No.
Yeah, you are. So
No,
you might know.
same hair though.
I know where you know Rose McIver from.
Well, without me having to Google it.
Yes.
Go on.
She was a yellow Power Ranger in Power Rangers RPM.
Oh.
I'd have put money on it. iZombie, do you know that one?
Who?
iZombie?
No.
No. You're gonna have to Google her. So she's my first choice to be alongside Reggae-John Page.
Oh, yeah. She looks alright.
So not your absolute. You wouldn't look at her and go, "That's Sue Storm."
That wasn't my first thought when I looked at her. No.
But I think she could deliver it. Now the fan casting for Sue outside of Emily Blunt is Lily James. Everybody, that's the and she'd be great. But my Sue to Andrew Lincoln's Reed is Amanda Seyfried.
How many tabs can I have open at once on Google?
So just have a look at Amanda Seyfried first.
Okay. Oh. Well, I don't know about Lily James.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
I don't
She'd
know.
do a great job.
Would she?
She'd do a phenomenal job, actually.
What's she
But
doing?
Amanda Seyfried looks way more Sue Storm than most.
Whoops. I put in Armada by mistake and it's brought up Grills.
Yeah, that's somebody different.
Mm. Oh, I know her.
I knew you'd know her, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to say, the one from Mamma Mia.
I don't know her from that, no.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
So I think Amanda Seyfried did actually absolutely nail that.
she would be
Alongside
good,
Andrew
actually.
Lincoln, they'd look a great on-screen couple.
Yeah, she'd be good. I mean, in all fairness, all three of them would do a good job.
Yeah.
But straight away, I'm seeing an article here saying that she turned down the role of Gamora.
Amanda Seyfried did.
Well, that's I'm literally just reading
That's
that.
the rumour.
That's-
That's what
yeah.
Google's telling you. It must be true.
Mate, that's what I'm starting. I'm starting that rumour. The other girl,
Do
this
it.
Rose MacGyver, she has a look of Amy Adams about her.
A little, yeah.
Yeah,
A little, yeah.
that's a tough. I would say of the three, I like Amanda Seyfried one the best. Is it Seyfried, is it?
I honestly, I have no idea how you say it. I know how I say it. Seyfried.
But they're all good
Go on.
choices. But I don't know. The only problem is, like I said, Amanda. She's the only one I know.
There was somebody else who was very, very, very close
Ooh.
to making the top 2, and that's Emily Raver. Emily Raver Lamperman. Yeah, Lamperman. Emily Raver Lampman. So you'll know her as Alison from the Umbrella Academy.
I've gone down that road.
Have you?
Ah. Yep.
So who's your Sue?
Right. I found this hard. So I've got 5 people for Sue.
Okay.
That's what I chose. And I find it hard, this one, because I find it tricky because I didn't want to. She's very easy to think of. Who do I know that's blonde and has blue eyes, and I can just. But I'm trying
it's really easy to dumb down Sue, as
Yeah.
they did with Jessica Alba's version. They
did.
really dumbed it down. They didn't fill character out at all. It was just a poor attempt. Really poor.
I agree, and they were obviously the first family of Marvel, and it took a good few years for the ladies of Marvel, probably actually driven by Phoenix in X-Men, and potentially even Storm, to stop that female character in comics just being the woman. That stereotype at the time, it wasn't atrocious. I've read plenty of comics, and it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't ideal.
No.
But Sue should be a really strong character. You think
completely.
You think of the family that she's the glue that holds them together.
Absolutely.
Really, and therefore she's strong. She's stronger than she's been represented in the past.
Completely. I couldn't agree more.
So my first thought, and this isn't what I'm
Ronda
going
Rousey? Have you gone for physical strength?
Absolutely. I've China from the WWE. I think she's passed away now. But because she'd been perfect. Now, my first thought, and I haven't gone for this one, by the way, but my first thought was Deborah Ann Woll, who is Karen Page in Daredevil.
Yeah.
I think she's amazing. I think she's spectacular in Daredevil.
She is.
I'm like, how has she not been in more stuff? I honestly just, that blows my mind.
Well,
I think she's such a great job.
Bearing in mind you only watch comic book driven programs.
Only.
She has been in quite a bit. You just haven't. She's not in the stuff you want.
Oh, that's okay. That's probably it then.
Awkward.
Yeah. No,
it's a good shout, mate. It's a good shout.
I'm sure she has, but she was incredible in that.
You were.
Not my choice then.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to. There might have to be a shift on hair colourage.
As you said that, and you leant back, the light above your head lit you up, like this was inspiration from the gods.
Well, it might be. It might not be. I've only seen this actress in a couple of films. But I thought she was ace. I thought she was really good. And I'm going to have to look at this because I can't pronounce her name properly. But it's Ana de Armas.
Great shout.
Yeah.
Spectacular shout.
I loved her in Knives Out. She was brilliant. And I've gone for this.
I was going to say, I'm surprised you've watched Knives Out, but Captain America's in it, isn't it?
Yeah. And Daniel Craig. I've got a bit of a thing for English as well, and you'll notice that theme throughout. In some of my choices, I like when English actors crop up in these films.
Yeah.
And I've also, another theme of mine is films that maybe not have been so good, but these people were standout. Like you can tell that they are. Yeah,
I know what you mean.
They're a cut above probably what they've been asked to do.
Yeah. Samuel Jackson, Snakes on a Plane.
Yeah, exactly. Those snakes were much better than he was. And the plane. She was Joy in Blade Runner, wasn't she? The newer Blade Runner.
I've not seen the newer one.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm a big fan of language. What's his name? I shouldn't be forgetting his name. He was in La La Land.
Gosling.
Yeah, I like him as well. I'd like him in the MCU, but I haven't managed to wedge him in here.
No.
But I really like him as well. I really do. I could see him doing a remake of Dawson's Creek, playing Dawson. That's another video.
That's next week's video where we recast Dawson Creek.
Well, that'll be popular. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, she's my pick. And it was really hard because I did like.
It's a great pick.
Deborah Ann, and I did. No, I won't say my other one because obviously I've.
Okay.
We'll do her for honourable mentions.
So what about Sue's brother then? Have you? So when I started looking at this, I started looking to see if there were. One of my biggest issues with both of the previous casting of Fantastic Four films is the relationship between Johnny and Sue have been rubbish.
Yes, yeah, 100%.
They've never played on it enough. The brother and sister, you just never feel that. You get it a little bit in Rise of the Silver Surfer, but not enough that you should be able to play upon when you're looking at a brother and sister relationship in a family. It just don't work for me.
Didn't they seem to focus more on Johnny's relationship with Thing?
Yeah,
from a comedy aspect.
Absolutely.
Than anything else.
And they have a natural clash, don't they? Which makes sense, but that's not the important relationship for me. It's the ones that are actually blood relatives. So my picks work with the alternate Sues as well, remember? So for Amanda Seyfried, who's not my first choice, I've got Taron Egerton.
Oh, he's on my shortlist.
So Taron Egerton would do a great Johnny. But my number one pick.
Wow.
So far my first family is Regé-Jean Page, Rose McIver, and Rose's brother, Tom Hopper. Number one from Umbrella Academy. Luther, the big guy.
Yeah, no, he's just appeared in something on Prime or Netflix. I haven't seen it, but it looks really, really good. Really.
So he for me will absolutely stand out in Umbrella Academy, and they obviously made him look huge, but he's quite a big guy anyway.
Yeah,
I think you need to be a big guy to play Johnny because you've got to look good on fire. And I don't think you look good on fire if you're 2 stone wet free.
No, like a matchstick. Yeah.
Yeah. So and again, if you're going to have that natural clash with Ben Grimm, he's going to be made of rock. He's going to be able to size that off. And Tom Hopper for me is my number one shout.
That's a good shout as well. I like him. I'm really pleased you went down the Umbrella Academy route because otherwise I wouldn't have known who you were talking about.
Exactly.
No, I'm really pleased about that.
Well done.
Thor's glass again.
And it is.
So I have literally my biggest list for Johnny. I found it really hard. Average age wise, I went down this road. Reed, my average age I had was 48 for the people that I picked. I didn't think it was too bad.
No.
Sue's average age I had at 35. Johnny's average age I had at 30. So I wasn't too bad. But there are some in there that I don't think I will mention because they
shouldn't be on your list.
Yeah, probably not. There's some again. It's people I kind of like, but
So who's your top two then?
Top two. Well, one of them, but I didn't go for this guy because I thought he was too sort of lock, stock, smoking barrels. He was too he just seemed a bit too tough, a bit too hard.
Yeah.
Was Charlie Hunnam. You know the guy?
I can see Charlie Hunnam as Johnny Storm.
Yeah, Sons of Anarchy and
yeah.
I
can see that.
I've seen him, and I like I said, I've seen him in a couple of things. That and The Gentleman.
Yeah.
And I had to have a little poke around because he's such a rough around the edges kind of guy. Did have a poke around and try and on YouTube. Has he played any softer roles, which he has?
Yeah.
And
I first, excuse the pun, came across him when he was in Queer as Folk on Channel 4.
Yeah,
and he was standout in that.
I didn't even know he was in that.
You were up against a couple of really good actors in that, and Charlie Hunnam was standout in that. And I can see him as Johnny Storm.
Yeah, I think he's a bit tougher. I don't think he would be.
I think he'd be expensive.
Yeah, I think he would be.
I think he'd be expensive, but I could see him as a Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
But who was that your number one pick?
I feel like it should be now, but it wasn't. No.
Who is it? Come on.
I'll be honest. I went for, and again, you have to excuse pronunciation. He recently was very big in Stranger Things season 2. Dak Ray Montgomery.
Yep.
Is that his name? Dak.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love him. I placed him 2 or 3 times, and actually I placed him as Doom at one point.
You could do that, young Doom. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I thought, I don't want my Doom that young. It don't work with who I've got as Reed. So
Brilliant.
I have potentially put him in a mutants role.
Excellent.
So I really like him. And I think that in Stranger Things season 2, when he's in the when they lock him in.
Oh yeah.
And you can just see that's one of the he delivers that scene so brilliantly.
Mm-hmm.
So brilliantly.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of focus. There's a lot of focus around the 4 main kids and obviously 11.
Yeah.
But the 2 I've always really liked the most, especially in season 2, is him and Joe Keery. Keery, I think he's brilliant. I really like him, and I can't fit him in this. And I did I stuck him on this short list of when we move on and do something like mutants or we do other. I'm gonna try and wedge Joe Keery in there somewhere, so he will be coming. Spoiler alert.
If Joe Keery don't make your shortlist for Gambit, I think there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, I know, but again, I didn't want to do that because in Stranger Things he's got that long kind of hair, and I thought no, because that's just me going for. He looks like Gambit.
I'd love Montgomery to be a Sabretooth though.
Oh wow. Yeah, but then imagine him versus Taron Egerton for Wolverine.
Exactly. There's some. Taron Egerton's not Wolverine, by the way.
No, I know.
Different conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've probably got a full 20 minutes on that casting of that person alone.
Yeah. He was my Johnny. I just thought he was just a bit softer. I need Johnny. I think for me, Johnny doesn't need to be so. He needs to be a bit more. He doesn't need to be aggressive.
Yeah. I think he needs to have a presence. He's got a bit. There's a little bit of cocky to him, isn't there?
Yeah.
So.
But I think especially again, I'm kind of playing more just one role. But in Stranger Things 2. He was possessed, wasn't he? And he was that's when he was at the swimming pool and he was the guard. Yeah. He's walking through. I think it's possibly one of his first scenes in that season, and he's walking through, and the ladies are all. That for me, that's Johnny Storm. I mean, he's just, he's kind of a little bit narcissistic, but he's still likable. He's not so narcissistic that you think this guy's a bit of a.
completely.
Yeah,
Mate, I think you've borderline nailed that.
it'd be nice.
Borderline nailed that.
It'd be nice. And again, I've tried to plumb in on people that are.
But you know.
Yeah, but also they are. You know, I think there's a relatively good fan following. I think those fans will follow him into the MCU, which I think is what MCU have always tried to do. Pick people not that had success in the past, which is what a lot of films do.
Yeah.
Pick people who look like they might be having a great deal of success in the future.
Agreed.
I think X-Men tried to do it with Apocalypse with Sophie Turner, and that didn't work out so well. But
speaking of bringing followers with you,
go on.
None of them do it for Ben Grimm for me.
Oh, let's go. Let's flip across the penny.
So there's two ways that you do Ben Grimm, isn't there?
Yep. Uh-huh.
One which is the Michael Chiklis route.
Yes.
And you prosthetic him up to death.
Mm-hmm.
And one which is the Groot route.
Yep.
And you just use him as a vocal. So I've got two.
I've got both.
Two.
Yes, I've covered both as well.
But my vocal one isn't my choice. It's not my number one. And
my vocal one is my number one.
And after doing this, I don't want the Groot route because I've got my heart so set on this Ben Grimm that I think it might be so good, but so unexpected that I don't think you can't go, no, that would work. And then eventually you want it. And that's exactly what happened to me. My vocal one, and if you're doing the vocal one, I want the comedy Ben Grimm as thing. I want the comedy, I want the kind of flippant, the kind of throwaway lines, but also be able to deliver it with a bit of bite and a bit of malice and a bit of nastiness. And
I so can't wait for you to say.
Well, you know it's coming. Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn as a vocal element only. He's got the patter. He's got the type of vocal range in the comedy bit. Yeah, if you've ever seen him, and the film escapes me now, he shaves his head, he plays a convict, he can deliver the turn on nasty beautifully. I don't know that film off the top of my head, to be honest.
I've completely forgot it. I've completely had a blank on it. And I was set on Vince Vaughn until I thought, because I convinced myself that they'd Groot route it. And then I thought,
to be honest.
If they don't, I want Stephen Graham as it. So, Stephen Graham, have you seen This Is England? Have you seen Boardwalk Empire?
Scouser.
Yeah, the Scouser.
Mate, I'm not even kidding you. He was on my list. And I took him off.
The more I thought about it...
He's brilliant.
He's brilliant. He's funny. He's tough. He's smart. He's quick-witted. He's everything that Ben Grimm is. And if you prosthetic Stephen Graham, it wouldn't be Stephen Graham. You'd actually be casting Ben Grimm as the thing. And I can't see past it. I just can't see past it anymore.
He's your favourite, isn't he? He's your fave.
Yeah, completely and utterly.
That's so crazy, because he's such a random person to choose.
He is. He's not MCU in any way, shape or form.
No. But...
And I don't think he would, because now he's done the Irish mob one that were Netflix, that I think runtime of about 2.5 years.
Yeah. He's been in lots of stuff now. I mind he pops up everywhere, and I still think I'm not the only one at home that would sit there and go, who? Because he doesn't have the recognition he deserves yet, probably.
I couldn't agree. He's one of the most underrated actors Britain's got, anyway.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
He's a spectacular version for me
Oh,
of Penguin.
I feel so
Who
bad
did
for
you
taking him
go?
on my
Who
list.
did you bump Stephen Graham for then? If you made your shortlist,
Same as you. Went for. Oh, you're gonna love it. Right. Okay. So I absolutely think they're gonna. I think Groot's been successful. Thanos. I think they're gonna CGI him. I really do. So for me, I was just looking at who I thought for the voice. I wanted someone that was really, really New Yorker, because he's in the comics, he's real New Yorker, and I went with I forget Mike in Breaking Bad, Jonathan Banks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's real thick New Yorker, and I was like, he's got that sort of that gruff, sort of rocky voice. I went for that first, but then I didn't realize how old he's just 74. I didn't realize how old he was, but he's great anyway. But I didn't go.
And I suppose that's probably a touch old.
Yeah, maybe, but I didn't go for him. Okay. I went on the 61 instead.
Good work. Longevity in the role.
Thank you. I went for. You're going to know him as well. Ving Rhames. I'm hoping I pronounced that correctly.
Ving Rhames.
He's got the voice, man. And I listened to him on YouTube over and over again. Pulp Fiction clips, Mission Impossible clips. I close my eyes, man, and I can hear it. I can hear it. He's so low.
I can hear it.
Yeah.
I like that.
I do. I think it'd be great.
I like that, man.
Now at 61, I don't think he's going to be just the prosthetics and all that. He ain't going to want to do that actually anyway. But I don't think they're going to go down that road anyway, which is why my prosthetic person is ridiculous. But I put it in there for a bit of fun. Nothing more.
Do it.
Ready for this? This is ridiculous. Ethan Suplee.
That is ridiculous.
Otherwise,
you're absolutely because
Randy from My Name Is Earl, who is now
because have you seen Ethan Suplee recently?
Yeah, I have. That's why he's in there. He's huge.
He's lost loads of weight.
Oh, what?
Exactly. That's what I mean. He was huge. You want to cast Ethan Suplee when he was in American History X.
What's happened to him now?
He's got fit. He's lost weight.
Oh, let's scrap that then. I'm editing that out. I'm editing that out. Ving Rhames. I haven't got anyone else. Well, apart from my other one, but he's staying for honourable mention, and that one's just for you.
Good.
But
that makes my ideal 4.
Go on.
Is Reggie-Jean Page, Rose McIver, who I think are gettable as well, by the way, from an MCU point of view.
And
they've got that open. They're on the right trajectory. They're not so expensive, and they can probably sign in for 10 years.
That's
Tom
important.
Hopper, same. Stephen Graham, same. That's my 4, and I like it.
And mine being Oliphant.
Yeah.
Anna de Armas.
Yeah.
Which, like, it is good, but you've got, I think, Oliphant does look a lot her senior.
Oliphant also looks like he doesn't look like they're married. He looks like he might have groomed her.
Yeah, so I don't know if he's too ideal, but I've got others I didn't discuss in the read department. Obviously, Dacre Montgomery, so I think the link between those two would be good.
Yeah.
And obviously Ving as my CGI thing.